Hi traders, I want to show you an example of a head and shoulders pattern that's set up on a 5-minute chart. This was happened on the Euro US dollar. This is a 4-hour chart that we're looking at. Remember, the first thing we want to do is identify those higher time frame key areas of support or resistance. So having a look at the overall chart here, you can see we're in a downtrend. We did rally, broke this high, and then you can see we broke down and took this low out, but then started to retrace. So if we have a look at this swing down, take our Fibonacci tool and draw from the very high down to the very low, and then we take our horizontal line, we just move it down from the high, working our way down, looking for the confluence. You can see here sort of series 9 areas looks pretty good. Moving on down, you see this area right in here. See this base. Price stalled very briefly, then we popped up, came back. Now we're testing that resistance. So we got the confluence of the 50% retracement worth this area you see across here, also holding as resistance, then back as support. Support breaks through, very brief pause before break out, and then we come back to resistance. So a key area on a higher time frame, and these are the levels you want to be eyeing out for potential patterns. So, you know, before price even gets there, you can put an alert on your feed, and then either get alerted via email or by SMS, or while you're watching the chart you can have an alert pop up. Okay, so that's the area right there. Just move over to the hourly chart and see what's happening in and around that level. So you can see the drop, nice aggressive move down, then price rallies, pops up to that 50 area. See this block in here, and actually let's just compress this. See this level in here, we have support, breaks through, resistance, okay, comes back, testing again as resistance. Okay, so if we now move to the smaller time frame, I'm just going to get rid of this eclipse, move to the 5-minute chart. This is where the pattern actually set up. We had price, you see, rallies, comes just shy of the level, retraces, finds an area of support, then we have a big push up, okay, and you can see now we hit that area on the higher time frame, and we start to consolidate. So I'll just step this forward a little bit. See the release down. So just watch price closely. We've identified that higher time frame key area from the 4-hour chart. You see price breaking down, taking out these lows. So once it takes these lows out, what you want to look at is, if we just move this horizontal line down, have a look at this right here. You can see we've rallied, hit this area, or this high, dropped off, found support, and popped higher, okay, deeper into that higher time frame resistance area. Now we've released, taking out the low. So you can see here we have a potential head and shoulders pattern on the left shoulder, head, and possible right shoulder. So what you want to do is you want to look to sell at the retest of this left shoulder right here. So we just highlight this over here. Okay, so here again, you want to enter an order before price actually gets to the level. Also have a look at this area right here. You've got this order block in here. See this consolidation, then a big move down. Okay, in terms of stops, I like to put a stop above the high to start the trade. So let's bring in about 20 pips, just having a look at distance here. You could be more aggressive and just put a stop above this high here. Okay, you've got this block that could or should act as resistance if this pattern is to work out. So if we go to our platform and we just go in here, so open positions, new pending order, sell limit, and we want an order at 1 spot 31, 1 pip below. This is a 5-minute chart, so the pattern is pretty small. Okay, so 1 pip below that low. In terms of stops, I'm going to put it above the high, so I'm going to go in with a 20 pip stop. Actually, let's go 22. Okay, we'll take 1 pip in the spread into account, 1 pip on the spread, plus 1 above the high. As I said, you could put it above this high. Okay, you've got this block in here to protect you. Well, hopefully price should hold, you know. As I said, this is not about trying to be right, okay? This is about, you know, making a positive expectancy on your return or on your account over the long run, okay? So this is not a 90% strategy, you know, that's there to win every single time. The way I like to trade is look at the risk reward, okay? So over time we have an edge, apply the edge, and you hope that with good money management you come out on top, okay? So here's the entry, stop loss above the high. I'm going to place it. As with all the other trades, in terms of take profit, I want to see what price actually does around this area, okay? And then I'll decide in terms of take profits. Let's just have a look at the hourly chart in terms of potential levels. Have a look at the area bounding. You see that block right there? Price holding a support. So we've actually, see, we've fed quite deep on this wick into this block. So it's filled quite a lot of orders. Also look further down, you see this area here. This is a good place to look. You see this block here. Have a look here. We've got resistance, support, breaks through, rallies, comes back, breaks through, back, and here testing resistance, and then we release to the upside. So that's a good place to be looking for a possible take profit on that. That's what it's at, about almost 50 pips, okay, for a risk of like 21. So we'll wait and see what happens once we get filled on the order. So we'll just step this forward. So you can see price rallies bang into that area of resistance, okay, just shy of the level also. So see how the orders just come in just before the area. In terms of stop placement or moving the stop, adjusting the stop, I'm going to keep it where it is until I start seeing price release, okay? When I say release, I want to start clearing some lows, okay? Just voice here, feeding deeper. Here's the block, you see that block area? Feeding into that block. Now you want to see price starting to break down, okay? If there's true selling coming in here, this is the area you want to see it happen at. Let's follow along here. Okay, so now we're starting to break down, having a run at these lows. Okay, and if we can close below that area, which we've done now, I want to now move my stop to just above the swing high here. So I've got a high here at 31.78 area. So let's modify that. Okay, here again, I'm not rushing to get that stop to break even. Okay, we're up 24 pips. If you want, you can take profits, but remember, these are higher time frame key areas of resistance, okay? So these are really where you can take advantage and get some real nice risk reward trades on your money, okay, or on your position. So levels holding, you can see, have a look. If we just zoom this up, see how price rallies, comes back, retested area. You see the rejection, look at the wick, rejection, now we're breaking down. You see how we've actually closed below this level? So you see this base. Okay, so you see the nice commitment, the close below. You see we have this area here, resistance, support, nice close below the range. What I'm going to do, we're up currently 40 pips, move this stop to break even. Okay, so we got this area to protect us if price does come back on us. In terms of take profits, with a big move down like this area right here, I want to watch very closely on a 5-minute chart, and I want to have a look at the 4-hour chart as well. Okay, you can see we've had a nice release down coming into this base right here. Also, let's go back to the hourly chart. We draw fibs from this swing, from the low up to the high. See the 38, that's where we bounce from. There's the 50, there's the 62. This area right here is definitely a level you want to be looking to take some profits. Okay, so I'm going to just move to the 5-minute chart. So that's the area there I'm watching very closely. and if you can set a limit order if price gets down there, see it feeding up into this block here. Okay, so now we've had a spike down. There's that 62 area. I'm going to take some profits here, close part of the position. If your platform allows you to actually set up a limit order and take profits there, then do that, okay? Sometimes price will just spike and continue up, or if you can't actively watch it like this, then you want to just get that order in. So this is a level where you would expect a bounce. You can see price is very heavy, little bounce, and then we drop down lower. Keep an eye on that high time frame, okay? You want to watch for the close. You see this base here, this area right here, this bullish candle, and then price releases. Just step this forward. There's the close on the hourly now. So once you get this close, let's just zoom this up. Once you get this close like this, you've got this area here to protect, or you'd like to see it being protected, the position in terms of price not moving above there. You've got this swing high here. So what I want to do is I want to move the rest of the position down to just above. So that's at 50. Let's say at 53. So I want to modify this down to 53. So we're just above this high. We've got this area right here protecting our position. If there's going to be true selling here, I definitely want to see that level hold. You can also, you see this high down to this low, you can draw your fibs on here. You can see we've got 38 and the 50 level protecting the position, okay? If you're very, very aggressive, you could put your stop loss, you know, just above this level here. But I like to give the position a little bit of space to breathe, okay? So let's just step this forward on the hourly. Okay, so still coming back, testing this area, still a bit weak. Okay, so you see the release now. We're actually running right through all these lows. Okay, if we just have a look at the 15-minute chart, you can see how, just watching price action, you see how heavy this is. Okay, there's no indication of serious buyers coming in. See how we have this level hold. See that price flip, support becoming resistance, and it comes back, closes below. And you see this area here where we expected buyers to come in. Okay, there was just no bids, no buyers whatsoever. It's just hold, consolidates, just pressuring the level. And eventually, if we just zoom this up, look how we have, see that base there? Have that base, closes below, comes back on this candle, retests that little block, and then we see that release down. So we're currently up 110 pips on the trade. Just go back here. I'm going to watch what happens. Also, you know, once you take these lows out here, just keep an eye out on the higher time frames. So you see on this 4 hour, we've got this block. We've got this block here. Okay, this is where price really released to the upside. And we've got these lows. Okay, you see here. Key higher time frame, support, and then you got this order block. So this area here, this 3017, and you can see we also have from this swing down, we got the 127 projection or extension here. Good place to be watching for some profits or taking the rest of the position. So what I want to do now is I'm going to look at taking profits there. So take profits around that 30 and spot 30, 20. Let's go around 28. Okay, so we're just above that. That extension projection, and you see this block just above that. Okay, so I'm going to just highlight this last bearish candle right here. Just drag this across. So that's the area right there with that 127 area projection, and I'll just go down to the hourly chart now. I'll just step this forward. We've obviously also got, you see this area here, price closing below that. That's nice and bearish. So it comes back now. You'd like to see price hold there. Big move up now. Okay, coming to test. You want to see if price will hold here. now it's spiking down back below this level. So you now have this area. You see we've got this swing high here, okay, at the resistance area. If you just zoom this up, just get rid of this fib level here and here. If you have a look at this area we highlighted, okay, you see our price, we were looking at that area to hold this potential support, broke through and basically come back, tested resistance here, taking a leg down. Hasn't quite run the lows yet, but what I want to do is I want to move this stop from here to just above this high now, because now we have an area of protection across here. So we've got a high here of 31.20. Let's call it 25. Okay, 31.25. Modify that down to, okay, so we're just above the high. So if we run the high here, we'll make higher high, higher low, and I don't want to be in the trade. So just go down to the 15-minute chart and just see what price does. Okay, so if you want to, really actively manage these things, you can do. You see this block here, we've got price release to the downside. You've got this area here, price is battling along it. So you really want to see now, you see these lows, you really want to see a run at these lows if the bears are still in control. So just consolidating here. See the run down like this? Okay, we've broken those lows, that's a good sign. Come back, retest it. You see how we've fallen just short of that actual take profit level? So there's definitely some bids around that area. Just show the 4-hour chart. Definitely some buyers coming around that level. You can see prices stalled out there, currently up about 127 pips at the moment. And let's just go to the hourly chart. So you see this level here. What I want to do is I don't want to give much back on this in terms of, this thing's literally missed our take profit by a couple pips. So what I want to do, we've got this area here holding at the moment, is I don't want to give much back when I'm so close to that key target area. So I want to actually put a stop loss or move this down to just above this high here. See how we've got these lows, okay, so just above that area. You've also got this block here. Prices, if we spike up, we could quite easily spike in here, but as I said, when we're so close to the take profit, you could even take profit off, if it falls short like this. But I'll give it a tiny bit of breathing room, not much. I'll modify this to 3060. And let's just go to that 15-minute chart, step this forward a little bit. Okay, see how we're breaking above this base here? That's pretty bullish, likely to pop up a little bit. Yeah, see this little block here? Okay, so we've just been spiked up, position been taken out. We've taken out for 109 pips. Okay, so not bad at all. Okay, definitely not going to complain about 109 pips on a trade where we only used 21 pips of risk. Okay, you see how it spikes up into that block. I'll just step this forward. You see the rejection there, comes back, tests support here, and eventually, you see how eventually we come down, spiked higher, eventually came down into that area there. And I'll just step this forward a little bit, show you how these key areas, see that 4-hour key area that we spoke about? Okay, that block, absolute key. Okay, so very, very important to keep a close eye on that. So 109 pips, and that was a head and shoulders pattern that's set up on the 5-minute chart.